Friends, if we look at the vast and incredible world of Marvel, every character has their own journey. Every hero has their own unique identity. But among them, one of the most complex and emotionally gripping stories has always belonged to a single hero, the Hulk. Bruce Banner's character, a man who became the victim of an experiment gone wrong, and whose veins pulse with unstoppable rage and destruction, has always carried an air of mystery and thrill for audiences. And that is exactly why, whenever the topic of The Incredible Hulk 2 comes up, fans' hearts race with excitement because they've been waiting for it for years. Back in 2008, when The Incredible Hulk first hit theaters, the MCU was still in its earliest stages. At that time, no one really knew that Marvel was about to grow into the biggest franchise in the world. That Hulk film gave us a broken, angry, and lonely man, a Bruce Banner who feared the monster within him, yet whose greatest strength was that very curse. But, unfortunately, the film was overshadowed by the massive success of Iron Man, and Hulk never got the chance for a sequel. And that's exactly what left fans with an emptiness. Iron Man went on to get 3 films, Thor has had 4, Captain America got a complete trilogy, and now has a brand new chapter on the way called Brave New World. But Hulk, he remained limited to team-up film. We saw him in the Avengers, in Thor, Ragnarok, and even in the She-Hulk series, but he never got another solo film under his own name. And to be honest, that's what fans have been bothered about for years. Because when you really think about it, Hulk is a character strong enough to carry an entire film on his shoulders. His inner conflict runs so deep, his powers are so terrifying, and his rage is so uncontrollable that you don't need any other superhero to make his story compelling. But at that time, Marvel's hands were tied, because Universal still held the distribution rights to Hulk. Now times have changed. All those legal hurdles have slowly cleared, and for the first time ever, it feels like Marvel finally has a clear path to give us The Incredible Hulk 2. And that's exactly why the entire fandom is buzzing with hope that very soon we might actually hear an official announcement. If you look at Marvel's recent years, they've made things overly complicated. Every film started looking bigger, shinier, and more high-tech. But now, the MCU seems to be returning to its roots. Just look at the costume design in Fantastic Four. First steps, simple, classic, and clean. Or Spider-Man's new suit in Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Straightforward and iconic. And this same sense of simplicity is exactly what Hulk needs now. Fans don't want the smart Hulk anymore, the one who sits in a lab running experiments and cracking jokes. What fans want is the Hulk who terrifies even his closest friends, who is unstoppable, whose eyes burn with anger, and whose roar shakes the theater. That is the true Hulk, and that's the Hulk we need in Hulk 2. And now comes the biggest twist. The introduction of Red Hulk. General Thunderbolt Ross transforming into Red Hulk is no small move. It's actually part of a much larger plan. Fans have been dreaming for years of witnessing a Green Hulk versus Red Hulk showdown, and step by step, Marvel is putting all the pieces in place. Betty Ross has returned. The leader is back in the picture, and now Red Hulk is ready to rise. So just imagine, if all these characters collide in Hulk 2, the chaos would be on another level. This is exactly the kind of spectacle that could bring fans flooding back into theaters. If you think back, Captain America, Brave New World showcased several Hulk-related characters, but not Hulk himself. And that was deliberate, because Hulk's power is so overwhelming that he would overshadow Captain America completely. But now Marvel is slowly reintroducing him through Spider-Man, Brand New Day. This might be Marvel's way of reviving Hulk's popularity, by leveraging Spider-Man's massive fan base so that audiences once again become obsessed with Hulk. And if that path leads directly to Hulk 2, fans will gladly forgive Marvel for the wait, because at the end of the day, what we truly need is the return of the angry Hulk. Friends, if you want more updates like this, and if you want to be the first to know every powerful detail from the world of movies, make sure you subscribe to the Cinema Update channel, because here you'll always get what you won't find anywhere else. Now let's talk about the darker version of Hulk that might actually be explored in Hulk 2. In the comics, there's a storyline called Immortal Hulk. This series takes Hulk into darker, more horror-inspired territory. Imagine if Marvel draws inspiration from that, where the world sees Hulk not as an Avenger, but as a monster, a true threat. He's isolated again, hated by society, and forced to confront the pain of being unwanted. That would bring back the raw emotion we last felt in the 2008 film. Even today, 2008's The Incredible Hulk holds up incredibly well. That film showed Hulk's loneliness, his fear, and his raw strength in such a powerful way. And if you compare that Hulk to the modern Smart Hulk, the 2008 version feels much more authentic. That's why fans have been demanding again and again that Marvel bring back that side of the character. So if Marvel finally decides to bring back the angry Hulk, it won't feel like a step backwards. In fact, it will feel like real progress. It will feel like Marvel has finally understood exactly what the fans have been asking for all along. For years now, the biggest demand fans have had when it comes to the Hulk is the return of that angry, uncontrollable version we saw back in 2008, the one whose roar still echoes in our ears even today. The MCU has tried portraying Hulk in several different ways over the years, but somehow it always felt incomplete. And now, with hints of the darker Immortal Hulk storyline emerging, with Red Hulk officially introduced, the leader stepping into the picture, and Betty Ross making her return, it's becoming clear that Marvel Studios isn't just preparing another ordinary film. This time, they're building something on a massive event-level scale. So the question everyone is asking is, when will The Incredible Hulk 2 finally arrive? Who will be in it? How much will it cost to make? And most importantly, will it truly deliver the box office explosion fans have been dreaming of? Let's start with the story direction. As we already discussed in Part 1, Marvel has been planting small clues, like Hulk's appearance in Spider-Man, Brand New Day, and the careful setup for Red Hulk. All of this is leading toward one massive showdown, Green Hulk versus Red Hulk. And this fight won't just be on a physical level, it will be deeply emotional as well. Because at the heart of this clash lies the relationship between Bruce Banner and Betty Ross. At the same time, the leader's manipulations will complicate the entire narrative, making the story darker and more layered than anything we've seen from Hulk before. Now let's talk about the star cast. First and foremost, the most crucial name is Mark Ruffalo. Over the last decade, he has given Bruce Banner Hulk a new identity within the MCU. Even though fans still remember Edward Norton's version fondly, Mark Ruffalo has now become the definitive face of the Hulk. The moment audiences see him, they know, that's our Hulk. Then comes the big addition, Harrison Ford. Following the passing of William Hurt, Ford has stepped in to take on the role of Thunderbolt Ross. And now, with his transformation into Red Hulk on the horizon, his presence will elevate the movie to a whole new level. Ford brings with him a charisma and gravitas that makes him perfect to play an experienced, dangerous villain who can go toe-to-toe with the Hulk himself. Next, we have Liv Tyler returning as Betty Ross. This marks the first time since 2008 that we'll see her back in this role, and that alone adds enormous excitement. Her unfinished love story with Bruce Banner will finally be revisited, bringing a powerful emotional core to all the destruction and chaos. And then, perhaps the most dangerous of them all, the leader, played by Tim Blake Nelson. His transformation was teased back in the 2008 film, when Samuel Stearns was exposed to gamma radiation. Now, years later, that setup will finally pay off as he emerges as a major villain, standing directly in Hulk's path. This continuity adds depth and rewards fans who have been following since the very beginning of the MCU. And of course, Marvel is known for surprises. There's a strong possibility that we may even see She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters, making a cameo to flesh out the Hulk family dynamic and add further dimensions to Bruce Banner's journey. Now, let's move on to the budget. Marvel Studios has been spending heavily on its recent projects, but Hulk 2 will require a careful balance of scale and spectacle. According to industry insiders and early reports, the budget for this film could range between $200 million and $220 million. The largest portion of that, unsurprisingly, will go into VFX and CGI. After all, bringing Green Hulk, Red Hulk, and the Leader to life on such a massive scale demands nothing less than top-tier visual effects. Next is the all-important release date. While Marvel has not yet officially announced The Incredible Hulk 2, fan theories and industry speculation suggest it could arrive sometime after Avengers: Secret Wars in 2027. The MCU will be entering a brand new phase at that point, and that would be the perfect moment to give Hulk a fresh start. If all goes according to plan, we could very well be seeing Hulk 2 in early 2028. But what about the box office potential? Well, if we look back at Marvel's track record, the Avengers films and the Spider-Man entries have grossed billions worldwide. Hulk, on the other hand, never had that opportunity. The 2008 film earned around $265 million globally, which was decent at the time, but far less than Iron Man's breakout success. Now, however, the landscape has completely changed. The MCU has grown into a global powerhouse. Hulk's fan base has only expanded with time, and the promise of a Green Hulk versus Red Hulk showdown is exactly the kind of event that can sell itself. Analysts believe that with the right timing and a strong marketing campaign, Hulk 2 could earn as much as $250 million worldwide in its opening weekend alone, with lifetime box office earnings almost certain to cross the $1 billion mark. This film won't just be another superhero movie. It will be the fulfillment of years of fan demand, a cinematic dream that audiences have been holding on to since 2008. Imagine it. Hulk finally unleashed at his full power, Red Hulk standing in his way, the leader pulling strings in the background, and in the middle of it all, Bruce Banner's fragile human heart, his complicated love, and his endless struggle. That is what will set Hulk 2 apart from every other Marvel film. And friends, if you want explosive updates like this before anyone else, don't forget to subscribe to Cinema Update. This is the place where you'll always find the deepest and most exclusive breakdowns of Hollywood and Marvel's biggest films. Now just picture that cinematic moment when Hulk and Red Hulk finally collide. Two unstoppable giants on the big screen, every punch shaking the ground, every roar echoing through the theater. On a VFX level, this battle could be as big as Hulk versus the Hulkbuster in Avengers, Age of Ultron, maybe even bigger, and that's the kind of sequence audiences would pay to see. Again and again, Marvel could even pull elements straight out of the Immortal Hulk comics to make this film darker and scarier than anything in the MCU so far. Imagine Hulk rising from the shadows at night, his monstrous side unleashed, his ability to come back even after death, blurring the line between man and monster. That horror-inspired tone would make Hulk 2 truly unique and give it a powerful identity at the box office. As for critical reception, the MCU's recent films have received mixed reviews, but Hulk 2 has the potential to win over both critics and audiences alike. Why? Because it wouldn't just be about big CGI battles. It would also deliver real character drama, Bruce Banner's endless struggle, Betty Ross's emotional arc, Red Hulk's menacing presence, and the leader's mind games. All of it together would create the perfect package.